Good morning, everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. So, as usual, we're starting off with Euro USD, and we still haven't got through this level that we've been watching for the last couple of weeks, and that is 118.781. Okay, so we did get the pullback, we did get a bit of a rally. Yesterday, as expected, we have broken through a little bit of a channel here. There's my channel there. Okay, let's just get to the hour where we can see what that's about. Well, not quite a channel, but a wedge. Let's just delete that, and we can get this in here. So there's our wedge. Okay. Falling wedge, we have broken it. We haven't really retested it, so I'm going to leave that out of my picture at the moment. We're coming back up this area. I would expect us to bounce back to the downside here, 118.781. If we do get above it and start holding it as support, pretty much like what happened here, but then I'm going to need an hourly close above the previous bar at least for me to start looking for opportunities to get in. So I'll be looking for higher highs to be forming. And at the moment we're sideways, and I'm not 100% sure what's happening in the market at the moment. We are kind of in limbo, so there's no real direction on the indexes at the moment, and I can see that in the dollar as well. There's no real direction. So if we just minimize that a bit, you can see a bit of a consolidation on the moving average, double bottom here, and then we started moving up yesterday. So yeah, there was a bit of money to be made there. At the moment, I'm not sure I would be wanting to jump in long at the moment up here, not with this overhead resistance that's here. So yeah, for me, this is wait and see what transpires. It wouldn't surprise me to see us reject here and bounce the downside, but we do have a fairly strong trend line forming. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 touches on that trend line. So I draw that trend line in. Any pullback onto it would be worth buying, but keep your stop below the previous swing low, and then see maybe we've got a chance of getting through 118.781. But yeah, for me, we're just way too close to that overhead resistance to start looking for opportunities. Moving on to USD Japanese Yen. Yeah, what can I say? So we had some pretty good structure yesterday, and I think that structure would have been blown if you'd taken that trade. I wasn't in on this when it happened, but let's just have a look at that quickly. Okay, so what we were looking for yesterday was a retest of that area there. Okay, so we were looking for this break. You can see there's the start of the day. We're moving down. We're looking for a pullback up to here to test there. That would be your entry for short. What transpired was a rejection of the next level up there. And that often happens, guys. It really does often happen. That's why if you're watching for entries on the 15 minutes, you will see, wait for the candle to close. Oops, missed that level. There's my next level. And the trap that would have been set here for the bulls would have been seen this massive candle break through a level and then immediately assume that we need to buy off that level, which is what happened here. You can see bought for a bit and then plummeted again. So now that was a bit of a trap. And the thing that does concern me here is with that move, you pretty much broke that trend line. Okay, we are below the trend line again, but a bit of confusion brewing at the moment. Okay, so let's just keep that level, that one can go. Okay, so I would prefer a retest of this level, 104.861, before a move to the downside. The other move is probably going to happen, more than likely in actual fact, is a break of this area here, which is 104.480, and a retest of that for a move back to the bottom of the range, which is all the way down here at 103.358. So the challenge that we've got at the moment, if we look at the euro, euro may bounce where it is, or it may break through, so we may also just find support here, which would be pretty interesting as well. So we do find support and start moving. I'm going to want us to reclaim the moving average. I think is going to be the easiest way. So get above the moving average, come back and test it and get the moving average pointing up. That's the opportunity to start looking for long. So something like over here. Okay, so at the moment I think I'm sitting on the sidelines with the dollar. Euro Aussie dollar. So we rejected this level that was, spoke about that yesterday. We had a bit of a gap down and continued moving down to the bottom, where is a pretty strong area of support, as you can see, and the buyers have stepped in here. Now the trend is still down. Trend is very much the downside. So you can see down, pullback, retest, down, pullback, retest. I'm just going to use some of these levels so we don't get too much congestion on the chart. So this is the level we should be watching, is 162.335, and then I'd expect another move down to this area here of 161545. Okay, so that's kind of the play that I'm expecting at the moment. I don't expect us to get below this level unless there's some serious noise coming out of Europe this morning. Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar. We're still grinding higher for this target. Remember, there was a measured move break here. So there's the structure was sitting here. We see that in the hour. Okay, shoulder. There's your shoulder. There's your head. There's your shoulder. So inverse head and shoulders, break and retest, and we're still grinding higher. So yeah, I still expect this area where we are now is probably a fairly decent area to be long. This area here, and your ultimate target is the 0.95954 area. So trend is up, very messy trend, but that is pretty much the area that you should be looking for at the moment. And some people would have taken profit already on this because it's so messy. Okay, so that's kind of what I see at the moment. I don't see any reversal, so it could be just a continual grind higher, basically just trending up. This is what's happening at the moment. It is trending up until we start breaking below these levels. The trend is up here. British pound and Japanese yen. We've come back onto this area as breakout here, which we've been watching for a while, which is 137682, and yeah, we're not getting much joy in testing this area. But if we move down to the lower time frame, you can see it's range bound. We did break above there, but immediately pulled back to the bottom, and now you just put your trend line in here. You can see we're kind of forming some kind of a trend to the upside. For me, this is sideways at the moment, staying well away from it, not interested in it. We'll keep it on the radar and watch, but there's nothing really happening there. Aussie dollar, US dollar. So I'm left these channels and wedges and things in just to highlight the structure that is forming here. So we are top of range. Okay, and I'm looking to the left here, and you can see there's pretty much a fairly strong overhead resistance here at 0.73269, and we are flirting with that at the moment. So I'm still more comfortable waiting for the pullback on this as well, but there's definitely some structure here. Okay, so we've had a flag break, a gap up flag break, and we're testing this area. So it could be that we break through and test, which at the moment that's kind of what looks like happening, but don't assume that. Rather wait for the pullback onto 0.72878. We get a pullback onto that. Look to the left, look at all the structure here. So pull back onto that. That's what we want to see as a buying opportunity to get into. Converse, if we do break through 0.73269, break up, come back, test it, hold it, and then start forming higher lows, that would be an opportunity to buy. Your stop is going to be below this structure here. Okay, so basically that play will be a break of this little range here, which is there. Okay, but yeah, this is fairly bullish to me. As of all of the pairs, this is probably the most bullish right now. So either a breakout or a retest to the downside, and you'll see a breaker that raised the downside does retest this level here. And bear in mind that gap is also going to be a magnet, so you're going to have to be patient. Don't just buy off here, because it could just swing low and come and close the gap, and at the same time come test the flag break, and that would be extremely bullish for you to buy into. Okay, so anyway, so this is another one just to wait and see what transpires. But of all the pairs, Aussie dollar, US dollar probably looks a little bit more worthwhile. Okay, last pair here is British pound, Aussie dollar, and we are sideways to down at the moment. It looks like we've got a trend change here by rejecting the moving average and moving to the downside. So coming up to the hour, or down to the hour, should we say, we had the sideways motion, which I said I'm not interested in yesterday. That is played out. So now what I'm looking for is to see what happens right here. Okay, so 180.698. If we reject this area, we should be looking for opportunities to buy into, sell into this, sorry. And at the moment, I'm looking for a break below this area here. So 180.422. I want to see an hour close below that. That breaks this trend line, and this little trend line is looking like a bit of a channel wedge formation. In other words, it is a consolidation, and there's also a bit of a triangle forming here as well. So that's kind of the view that I've got at the moment, because that would validate this retest of 180.698. So it's worth watching. And what are we looking for? Let's just get to the hour and see what we have here. Probably something in the area of 180, 104. But look to the left and you can see there's a lot of buying happening in this area. So, and we do have an inside bar here. So yeah, I wouldn't say the trend is up. Trend is down. So you've got to go with the trend, and I would expect another push down at least. We did close below this as well, bear that in mind. We closed below this level, so I would expect us to come and test this still. 180, 104. Okay, anyway guys, that's it for me at the moment. Not much brewing on Forex, and not much brewing on the indexes either, to be honest. So obviously we are in limbo, still waiting for some political noise to come out. Anyway, whatever you do today, just keep those stops tight and stay safe, and we will catch up with you tomorrow. Cheers for now.